Hello, everybody. Welcome to an episode of Nerds on the Couch. It's Thursday, March 5th, 2015. And we got a bunch of things to talk about. But first and foremost, we had breaking news today. And, well, the big news that everybody's talking about right now was that Harrison Ford was in a plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened in California. It was a one-man World War II type of training plane, and basically we don't know the whole story yet. It just happened like maybe about 4 hours, 5 hours ago, and basically here's the bottom line: we don't know much yet. But the good news is that Harrison Ford landed safely on a golf course. His son just tweeted just like about 20 minutes ago from this airing that his dad is fine. He's battered, but he's fine. So,
Hmm.
and everybody says at the hospital he's listed as in stable condition, and again, not critical. So it looks like karma played a game and he got away.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question. Was Sean Connery in the back seat, and did he have control of the machine gun?
Uh,
uh,
fly? Yes.
Land?
Land?
No,
No.
No.
no. But I gotta say, we were discussing about letting 72-year-old men drive airplanes. I mean, fly
You
airplanes.
don't fly air. You
Again,
don't drive an airplane. You fly.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I know David has to defend the elderly because he's among them, but I'm playing neutral. We don't know the story. It could have been mechanical issues, or it
Birds.
could have been that birds, or again, it could have been that Harrison Ford had a mental flashback and he actually thought he was Han Solo flying the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
tried
We don't.
to put it in a hyperdrive.
Yeah.
And you also got the fact that he got hurt, last year, on the set, probably by the Millennium Falcon, and this time it's a real plane.
Or I just realized, what could have been worse? He could have thought he was the president of the United States
Get
and
off
said,
my plane!
"Get off my airplane!" and started punching the controller
No, 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 no,
and
no, no, no,
caused
no,
a
no.
crash.
I think the last thing that I heard him say is, "I hate snakes, Jack. I hate snakes."
And there's a shake in the plane.
Mr. Ford, that's the Joe. That's the controller.
Huh? I thought it was a snake.
Uh,
Uh,
so again, till we get the full story, but as far as we got in the news, he's fine, straight from good source. His son, Ben Ford, he's perfectly fine. Um, don't let him up on airplanes anymore, please.
Well, the son would be able to go ahead and tell him that, but still, the father might want to say that he knows best.
Yeah.
well,
Well,
at least if they are going to go ahead and let him fly again, make sure there's a Wookiee in the co-pilot seat.
Good luck on that.
right. But we gotta switch a little bit to some sad news.
Yeah.
Very
Friday
sad
last
news.
week, we received. To me, it hurt when I heard this. It, honest to goodness, hurt when I heard this. We lost one of the great sci-fi actors, a legendary icon. We lost Leonard Nimoy last week,
Yeah.
and I gotta tell you, it sucks losing this guy.
Yeah, he passed away of something that was constant bronchitis. It was just chronic. And I mean, it was affecting him. I mean, you heard the way he talked. He couldn't, he sounded like he had like a sore throat or something all the time.
Well, he was a heavy smoker for years and years and years. So
It was 30 years ago, and he
yeah,
blames it on that. I mean, he blamed it on that. And, he said, you know what, I quit 30 years ago, and that was too late. But, he lived a good long time. I mean, 83?
yeah. I mean, 30 years ago he was in his 50s. So assuming he smoked like when he was in his 20s, I
Or
mean
in your
he's smoked
wait,
30 years.
Yeah.
knowing those days, a lot of them started smoking at 7.
Yeah,
and it was
actually.
acceptable. It was acceptable in those days.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah, but
remember going.
unfortunately,
It does its damage.
Yeah.
yeah. And unfortunately, again, the bottom line, we lost a great actor. Spock will always be with us. He's part of our lexicon. He's a symbol, and Spock is still with us. He's currently being played by Zachary Quinto, and if he doesn't want to do it, somebody else will come and take that mantle.
I got a
But
question.
that character will be with us
Hmm.
forever.
I
Yeah,
got a
but it was Leonard Nimoy that defined him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and without Leonard Nimoy, you didn't have that definition. And luckily, there's a lot of work that he's already done. There's a lot of stuff he's already been in that people can go ahead and watch and actually learn from if they want to play Spock, and especially play it very well. But we don't want to hear this is going to be a reimagining of Spock. We do
No.
never want to hear that.
Never
No,
touch,
no, no.
never
Not that
touch him.
icon.
He is an icon.
And that's the thing. I mean, Leonard Nimoy, you're right, defines Spock, and he will always be Spock. And Zachary Quinto does a great job being Leonard Nimoy. Doing Spock, but
Did you see
he,
that commercial with him and Leonard Nimoy traveling inside the Cadillacs?
yeah.
That was great.
And again, remember, it's hard to imagine. I mean, nobody will sing the Bilbo song like Leonard
Oh,
Nimoy. You know?
Bilbo, Bilbo
Bilbo
Baggins.
Goggins.
Or the duet album that him and William Shatner released
Oh yeah,
back in the.
yeah. You,
Uh,
what do you think of this whole thing about Shatner not going to his funeral or something, or remembrance?
well, I don't hold it against him because, for one, and William Shatner did have a charity benefit to do, and he was scheduled, he was booked, the contracts were signed, and it would have been a disservice not to be at that charity event. And he did go right after the charity event. When he was at the event, he talked about Leonard Nimoy, and they did give a moment of silence for Leonard Nimoy. And it's a shame that they had to do the funeral on a Sunday. It's a shame they did that, but I understand that's the time the family had it.
And
I'm
it
sure if
was
it was on a Monday or something, he would have gone.
yeah, and it
But
wasn't open to the public. I mean,
yeah,
it was a
Yeah,
small family ceremony.
and
and again, he said he Shatner said himself that this was a charity that Leonard Nimoy supported too. And so, I think in honor, you kind of mean. Now, if it was a regular convention or something,
Oh yeah.
forget it. Yeah, he would have gone. But this was for a charity event. So, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But
I'm
I think he handled it well. He showed up later in the evening to the family and all that.
I'm not very happy with the people that are going ahead and like really complaining excessively about this because, quite frankly, they are not our property. We may think they are our property. They have a life of their own. They have hard choices to make. And for some pimply geek that to go on and go ahead and just ramble of, going ahead and lambasting him. I'm sorry, I have to go back to the 1970s when he went ahead and said, "Get a life."
Mm,
And I mean, who are you to judge him? Who are you to judge him? What have you done except stay in a dark room and go ahead and flame someone who basically is dealing with the loss of one of his best friends? It's, you know, wrong.
you know,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, but you know what? I mean, there's people out there that have had lives, and yeah, something comes up where they can't attend something like a funeral or whatever, and it could have been for the greater good that they had to pick one or the other, and they said, well, this person would have said that I need to do this, and so I'm with them and everything, and so it all depends on the person. I mean, you can't really judge this. And I'm gonna not judge this at all.
Yeah.
He deserves his own choices, and he made his choice, and then he went over there as soon as he could, and that's all he can do.
And again,
Truthfully, these
I'm not.
people that
To me, well, first, it's not an issue.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
no,
already happened. It's already done. It's over
it should have
with
never been
that.
an issue.
Now, part of the thing is that uh, losing Leonard Nimoy caused a lot of memories and all that, especially for this past week coming back. And I'm really amazed at all the love he's gotten. On
hmm
Facebook, and I mean, you got to recognize too what an icon he was, because this guy was so big. Even President Obama had to say something about his passing.
yeah. And I still remember I still remember one of Leonard Nimoy's best lines, and it came from the pilot, the Cage of Star Trek. It was the episode called The Cage. It was the pilot episode, and you just see the controls, the transporters taking the way party down to the planet, and they're standing there, and then all of a sudden the girl disappears, and he yells out, "The women!" It was like perfect. I loved it.
Well, I can tell you this. If somebody wants to go ahead and really honor Leonard Nimoy, they really want to go ahead and do that. Don't bash his friend.
Yeah.
Do what I did. Get out all of your Star Trek episodes and just remember the great times, the great memories that he has left us.
Yep.
Just put them in there,
Yeah.
enjoy the show.
Yep.
And I
Well,
mean, don't
I
hate
didn't
on.
quite do well. Again, I'm not on that anymore. I mean, it's pointless to argue with that.
Yeah.
But part of the thing, like I said, I did the same thing this past weekend. I watched Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, which to me was one of the best ones.
hmm
And then I know you didn't like it, but I watched The Undiscovered Country. I do like The Undiscovered Country, and then I watched the two new Star Trek movies. I saw Star Trek and then Enter Darkness, and it's kind of sad watching him, because that was his last performances that he did as Spock. And
Well, I
even
know
though he
why
was like 80, but he still carried it.
yes.
he did well. I mean, in the new Star Trek, he did well. And the thing is that he was the linchpin that helped it happen. Um, as for Undiscovered Country, I know why Orly doesn't like it. It's the cross-dressing alien that kissed Kirk.
No, no, that wasn't it. No, I just don't like political movies, and that was very political in its message. And I'm okay with it. It's not the best movie, and everything else. And then it just wasn't the great movie. I mean, sorry, it's just I just
Hey,
can't get into it.
because what was it? 88, 89 that came out?
Yeah, it was no, it was 86.
It was in the heyday of of the 80s part
No,
of
no, no,
the Cold
no.
War. Was it in? It
It
wasn't in the
was
90s, was it?
well, no. I'm trying to remember because Star Trek Generations came out in '95, and so I think it came out like in the
1991.
early '90s.
It was
Okay,
91.
'91. Yeah, I
91.
was
And
close.
but yeah, it was towards the end of the Cold War. And one of the messages, and I know you don't like political messages, but one of the things at the time you had glasnost, the thawing of relations between the two, and that's what they used this as sort of a you know, since the 1950s, it was Klingons, representing the Russia, uh, United States over here, and you had a film about that. I don't mind that. I mean, it wasn't starring whales, at least.
Hey, I still enjoyed the fact that Leonard Nimoy went diving with a couple of humpback whales, and he said, um, "Ceci's pregnant," and then all the hilarity happens.
Well, that was the one thing. I was watching that interview they had on Epics that I
Yeah,
posted on our page where they talk about him, and they were talking about that one because a lot of people kind of bashed Star Trek 4,
I
Mhm.
liked it.
and they said Star Trek 3 was really dark, and it was downright depressing, and it was. And so they said, hey, we got to lighten up, and so they came up with the idea of 4 that he directed. And to me, I thought, yeah, it was, when you actually watch it now, it is kind of a silly movie.
It is. It was a Save the Whales.
Hello, computer. Hello, computer.
Yeah.
Computer. You know what I just realized? I
Yeah,
have that technology on
computer.
my wrist now. I use
Yeah.
that. I actually freaking use that.
Dude,
I call
we have Siri and
it.
Cortana now, dude. So
I
Yeah.
know.
we don't. But finishing off Leonard Nimoy and all that, no matter what, he's never going to leave us. I mean, I grew up with him. I really have grown up with him. I mean, I remember Star Trek since I was a little kid, and though he'll never leave us. That Spock character, the character that he made, will never leave us.
That
Yeah.
was every day, 5 o'clock after school. I had to go ahead and watch it. Right after I watched Battle of the Planets, and I would see my episode of Star Blazers. I would go ahead and watch,
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Well, for me, Star Trek was a late night thing. Every late night, it was like 9 o'clock. I would watch it. My parents would let me watch it because it was kind of late for me. But I used to love watching it, and then later on, it came on late night on a lot of things. But it was always something there. I mean, it was just loving to watch Spock, and especially the way the interaction between Spock and McCoy. Watching that interaction between the two is just freaking great. I mean, one was like, "Well, you're too logical," and the other one's like, "You're not logical enough."
Here's the thing. Remember, the only thing you needed to go ahead and do an evil Spock was a beard, a goatee.
Yeah, yeah. If you wanted Spock to
And
go
he,
evil, just give him a beard.
We all
yeah,
have
and I
beards.
love him. Yeah,
We're all the evil versions of ourselves.
yeah.
I
All
look like
right.
a baby without this right here.
Yeah, same thing, man. I don't like having clean shaven. I don't like the way I look.
Yep.
Moving on to the other big news we had. Well, the big news happened yesterday. They released the third and final Avengers trailer, and this one, wow, that blew me away with that trailer. I was like, wow,
Wow. It's
this
like,
this one's going to be epic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It cemented and it did away with any kind of trepidations I had for the movie. It cemented a lot of stuff that basically reassured me. Number one, Ultron looks like Ultron, um, and also at the end of that
I
You
haven't
had
seen
a
the movie
sneak peek of the vision. What the hell?
Sorry.
I've well, I think it's gotten funny now that Marvel has to show scenes even after the main body of work now. Okay,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a habit now.
No.
Trailer, and then here's something extra. You
Yeah.
know,
Showing
even
the
in their
picture.
trailers, they have to show after credit scenes. You know,
Yeah, the showing stuff with the vision. I mean, the vision, you know for sure, but at least now you have a better look at its face and the eyes. It's crazy.
I mean, it's amazing how far film has gone with modern effects and technology, but the scenes itself, I'm just like amazed. And watching the Scarlet Witch, quick snippets of her manipulating Black Widow. She manipulates the Hulk,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
which is where we can guess where the Hulkbuster suit is fighting the Hulk. And in
Yep.
the earlier trailer, we saw Thor's powers going out of whack
Hmm.
because that's what the Scarlet Witch does. And people don't realize how dangerous Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch are.
Yeah.
I mean, that quick shot of him just zooming to Captain America and just punching him across the head. It's like, wow.
Holy
Sucker
my
punch.
gosh. Yeah, you know, and I'm just interested in seeing what else is going to happen. I want to see the rest of the movie already. I
I
want to watch it
know.
today.
I don't know.
That's
Well, I
just
mean, I
like,
love that quip from Black Widow. I'm always having to pick up after you guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, picking up the, Cap's shield and everything. But the fact that you're gonna see a lot more, robots come out, trying to take on the Avengers, and oh my God, that's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna watch that, and I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it.
And it gives more of the plot. I got to give credit. This trailer says more. It shows, you see Tony Stark saying, I made this.
Yeah.
Oops. You know, and you saw earlier in the other trailer, Thor kind of getting mad at Iron Man, and you see them all kind of like getting at each other's throats. And we know for a fact that the team's going to fall apart
Oh yeah.
because already what they've said about Captain America: The Civil War. Well, it's a civil war because and we know Iron Man's going to be the bad guy in that movie. Robert Downey Jr. said he's going to be the bad guy in that movie.
It makes me wonder how they're gonna go ahead and finish that movie. I mean, is the Civil War going to go on, or is it going to go ahead and have a climax, and then finally there's going to be no more Civil War? Are they going to go ahead and do the J.R. Ewing ending, or what?
Well, they got to
Civil
fix it
War.
because I think everybody said that the Civil War started off well, and then they didn't know how to end it. They wrote
You
themselves
know
in a
how you
corner.
end a civil war? You produce an outside threat, and we all know who that outside threat should be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in the comic books, that did not happen.
No.
No,
It
but
was basically,
but
and
they've
it's not
never
a
been
spoiler.
stuck with this. It's never been stuck with their movies have never totally been stuck with the comic books.
I know,
They've
but let me tell you how basically the Civil War ended in Marvel. What ended up happening was that Captain America realized that his group were the bad guys. That public opinion hates him and his groups. And so Captain America said, well, we give up, take me prisoner. They handcuff him, they're taking him to court, and he gets shot. Oh. And supposedly he dies, but it turned out he didn't.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not. I'm not feeling that. No, I'm not feeling that.
Yeah. And well, we got to see, but again, the trailer for the Avengers, there was a lot of pieces in it. You actually see more action. I love that quick shot where everybody's jumping on the bad guys.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel sorry for the bad guys in that scene.
Well, it's going to take a little while. You're going to go ahead and the people are analyzing it even as we speak. They're still analyzing. They're looking even closer. Like the fact that Ultron is paying homage to his original. In that clip, you see Ultron draped with a cape over him and everything, kind of hiding him, and that harkens to his origins inside the comic books when he first started showing up, and bribing what's his name, Jarvis for the plans to the mansion and everything, and a whole bunch of other things. But it was really cool. I don't know which one it was. I forget.
Well, I'm not that familiar with it. I mean, if Chino was here, he'd give us more details
Yeah.
on it. But you sound basically right. I mean, I do rough with Marvel comics, and Ultron is definitely a villain that will definitely needs to delve into. I think he'll probably be back. I would be surprised if this is a one movie bad guy here.
Oh, you know that Ultron's gonna be back. I mean, he uploads himself to new bodies like somebody eating sliders at White Castle. I mean, a new one like every second, and he is in the grid. Well,
Anyway,
okay, I thought there was something broken. Like, whoa, what's going on?
yeah.
You guys playing around on it, huh?
Oh, I did not see that. Oh man.
New
Okay.
features.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what else to say more about it. But with all the Marvel movies coming up, this one looks pretty good. Ant-Man trailer, hopefully, will be coming soon. But again, I mentioned it before. I'm worried about that one. Uh, I'm not crazy about the Fantastic Four one, which we're going to discuss. Hopefully, another trailer comes up. And
that one feels like a kick in the nads.
yeah. But the announcement we have is that Orly has signed up for the Marvel Movie Universe Marathon, and he's
Yeah,
going to
he's
sit
doing it.
down.
Are you making him into a cat? Is that the thing? You making him into a cat? You signed me up for the Marvel thing.
Yeah, don't worry.
What the heck? He's putting an X. All right. Now people are trying to draw hair on me and everything. Okay. All right. God, you're worse than my students. Freaking teachers. How come teachers are the worst?
Oh, of course we're the worst.
Teachers are the worst, man. Hi.
Okay.
Our students think that they are the only ones that have ever done this kind of stuff, and I mean,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the other big news that came out. Well, anyway, before the theater, Orly is going to be doing the marathon. He's going to be sitting down watching Iron Man 1, 2, 3, the Hulk.
I don't know about 3. I don't know about 3. Iron
No,
Man
you're-
3.
You're going to sit down and watch all the Marvel movies in chronological order.
Eee. Man, I'm gonna need a cath. I'm gonna need a cath for that, man.
And a bucket,
And a bucket. Or 2.
Yeah, they said it's about 78 hours straight. So
Holy sh...
they,
it is 78 hours. That much, huh?
it's I think they said it's 11 movies so far.
So far.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can name them. Iron Man 1.
Okay.
Okay,
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2 was before Thor. Was Thor before Iron Man 2?
No. It was Iron Man 1, and then I believe it was Iron Man 2. No,
Then
the
Captain
Incredible
America.
Hulk. No, it was Iron Man 1, the Incredible Hulk,
Iron Man
then
2.
Iron Man 2, then Thor.
Then Captain America, same year.
Yeah.
Then we had Avengers. Then we had
Mhm.
Uh,
And then it was
then then we had
was
Iron
it
Man
Thor
3.
2?
No, no, Iron Man 3 before Thor 2.
Oh yeah, Iron Man
Iron Man
3, and then
3,
Thor 2, then
Thor
Captain
2,
America.
Captain America 2, and then we had that's only 10. Or is it 11?
I have no idea.
Well,
Remember
either
how
which
bad I
way,
am at counting.
that's a lot of movies.
And
So
you're a
Uh,
math teacher.
you know that counting has nothing to do with math.
well, the other big news that people are kind of like going, all right, cool. Uh, it's sort of meeting with some fanfare, but I'm still kind of recovering from part two. Hugh Jackman announced that they're going to start filming Wolverine 3 in the fall.
Really?
Yeah, I
uh,
mean, they already finished. Well, they're not. They're almost finished with X-Men Apocalypse
hmm
or whatever it's going to be called. They're almost finished with it. They're still shooting some parts of it, and then they're going to head off and go to the special effects department. But Hugh Jackman said they're going to get ready to start doing Wolverine 3,
So,
and I'm kind of like, wow, that's a lot of Wolverines now.
yeah. Well, I got a question about Wolverine 3. Are they going to go ahead and use the which timeline are they going to do? Are they going to do the original timeline before Wolverine went back in time and changed everything, or are they going to go ahead and go with something along the new timeline?
Well, that's the big question because technically, I think the first Wolverine movie happened because that happened before the X-Men
Mm-hmm.
and all that. So that's still there. But part two, or as we call the Wolverine,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
um, technically didn't happen. So yeah, we're kind of like, and X-Men Apocalypse is going to take place in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
The setting's gonna be the 80s. So it could
Definitely.
be Wolverine happening now and in the new timeline.
Um, one of the characters that well, first of all, one of the characters I think they never did right in the movies was basically Rogue.
Mm.
But one of the other characters that has not come out yet that well, of course, I want to go ahead and see Nightcrawler back in the whole thing, and what I understand it is. But
There is a new Nightcrawler. Yeah.
Thank God.
bring in Bishop.
Well, we saw Bishop in
But as a main
Oh yeah,
character
yeah,
coming in.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean,
But
that was not Bishop. He's the one that should have time traveled, not going ahead and using new
actually,
superpowers.
you got a point.
That Yeah, yeah, not using new superpowers that have never been mentioned ever in the comics for
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pride. Uh, I'm sorry that going ahead and having her as the time traveler was not understandable. Bishop was the time traveler.
Well,
no, no. Here, you are right. You are right. But the reason why they made it that way, it makes movie sense. Because who's bigger? Well, Wolverine. He's the star.
yeah, and you got the fact that what they want to do is they want to use the because it was like a brain traveling back in time and doing the whole thing. Well, there's problems with that, of course, but because it took days for that to happen, for it all to happen. So you're just wondering how long did she
Here's
have to stand there before she needed to go to the restroom, um,
here's
if
how
she
I
did.
would have answered. And the thing is that he has the ability to go into the past only until the time that he himself was alive, but he can send other people back to when they were alive. And the
Well, we
reason why
don't.
he couldn't go back, but the thing is that he's the one with the time traveling powers, and Kitty Pryde never had time traveling powers in the comics.
Yeah, and
Well,
I don't remember Bishop ever really having any powers. I mean, that could cause him to
He,
time travel. I remember he had a time machine.
he absorbs energy. That's really his
Yeah.
power. And you saw it in the movie. You know,
Yes.
Pyro and other people like shot him with energy, and he focused it to his gun. But yeah, I mean, you just said it earlier, David. They are allowed to tweak things a little bit,
Yeah. But that's a
and
big tweak.
it was. I will agree, it was a tweak, but hey, they did it. Now we have Apocalypse and Wolverine 3 happening, so it's hard to say. I really don't know. I mean, the Wolverine movie itself, I was not that crazy about. To me, it lacked action
Yeah.
It
and
lacked
not enough.
mutants.
Yeah, that's the other issue. And
It
so
lacked
now that
mutants.
they redid the timeline, I'm hoping they go back to more of the core of Wolverine and have more of his history, more of his background. I mean, I'm hoping that again we see Sabretooth again, and maybe a little bit more of the bad guys that he has. And
Well,
there
you
is a
know,
lot of Wolverine bad guys.
Alpha
but you
Flight.
know the Deadpool movie's coming out.
Yeah,
That's gonna be good.
You got
and
Deadpool
we're
coming in there, and I'm swear to you, if you had Wolverine and Deadpool in together, oh boy, that would be a good film.
You
it
know
would
that
be,
would.
but we still got to see. The other big news that came out was that James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, said that he's working ROM, the Space Knight,
Space
into the
Knight.
sequel.
You know what? You know who his biggest enemy is? His greatest challenge ever? Steve with a magnet.
Yep.
Oh, gotta love that robot chicken.
The Knight, I mean, ROM, the Space Knight, he's very 70s, very 80s.
Mm,
And I don't think he's come back since that point. I
nope.
mean, he's never come back. He only had like a run. And the history, we discussed that before, he was a toy that Marvel included.
Yes.
And so I'm guessing maybe that Marvel got the rights back from that because, as I recall, and we had a discussion about this a few episodes ago, ROM was a toy creation first, and then the toy company got Marvel in on it, and Marvel did a really outstanding story with Ron the Space Knight. But the series is over. He was like an alien guy who
Hmm.
kind of got stuck in that robot costume, and he had adventures. And finally, at the end, he destroyed the robot costume, and he got his humanity back.
Hmm.
But I think putting him in the Guardians of the Galaxy would be a great move on their part. I expected like Adam Warlock or
Yeah.
some of these other characters, but no, they're gonna do Rome. All right, let's do it.
Yeah. You know what? Guardians of the Galaxy. It's really about characters you don't usually see. I mean, that's the way it feels like. Like it's like Guardian of the Galaxy is previewing characters you have not seen. It's kind of like watching Justice League Unlimited. Sorry for bringing in DC, but you remember Justice League Unlimited? They
Yeah,
brought in everybody. They brought in a whole bunch of like not the big ones, but other characters that you've never heard of or never thought about. And now Marvel has a segue into that, especially with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hmm.
I mean they brought in for Justice League. They even paid tribute to the original DC hero, which was the
Yep.
Viking Prince.
Yep.
Remember?
Mhm.
And so again, I mean, I do agree with you. And Marvel has this great space outside of Earth universe. It's really amazing what Marvel has done. That's the one thing Marvel does better than DC. I mean, DC has their own. I mean, they have the Guardians of the Galaxy. They have Thanagar and Adam Strange and all these other cool space. But Marvel Comics really does more depth. They really bring it out more.
Yeah.
And yeah, with Guardians of the Galaxy, that could be their vehicle to bringing in these other characters.
You know, talking about 80s characters, I mean, I'm remembering this the dance uh the guy with the dance the big radio, and his special ability was dancing. Are they going to bring that back with Rom?
I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who you're
No,
talking
no,
about.
Yeah.
he had his.
It wasn't
Never
Vibe,
mind.
was it?
Yeah, Vibe.
No, Vibe was DC Comics.
DC.
He was DC Comics.
And he was like a Mexican dude. He wasn't an alien.
Yeah.
That had like sound effects,
But you're talking
like
about
sonic
like
booms. And,
80s.
yeah, he was
characters.
80s, dude. He was completely 80s.
Yeah.
Like Miami Vice kind of vibe to that guy. Well, his name was Vibe. That was his. I mean, he did look like he could have been in Miami Vice. So I maybe you're confusing him.
No. I am.
There
No.
was
I was thinking of Vibe. I was thinking
there
of
was
Vibe, but it was.
I think you might be thinking of Dazzler.
Dazzler. Oh my
Well,
god.
no,
She was
Dazzler. She is. I mean, she was like the
She
her
was in disco.
superpower was like a disco super.
This was her
disco-
power.
disco
This was her
ball.
power. That was it. That's her power. That's her power.
But
Or Jubilee,
you know what? What I would like to see come back in. I mean, they've never, ever, except going ahead and having them running past you in X-Men. You've never seen anything done with the New Mutants.
Oh man, yeah, that kind of faded.
Mm-hmm.
I loved
I
them.
did.
They were good characters.
They were, but then they kind of just faded in the background after a while. I remember they had Cannonball. What was it? One was Longshot,
Yeah.
and
You had Sunspot. You had what was her name? The werewolf girl.
not
I've forgotten her
Wolfsbane.
name. Wolfsbane. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, if Chino was here, he'd be more accurate with them.
Yeah. He knows.
But,
he knows his characters.
Yeah, he
They
knows
were-
his Marvel.
Okay.
I'm the
Up
DC
to
guy.
one point. Up to one point, I was following them when it was in the 80s. The 70s and 80s. Because I think they came around 1978, 79 as sort of connected with Spider-Man. But the thing is that just like Shadow, Cloak and Dagger were, but the thing is that the artwork was good up until the mid 80s, and then almost every single comic, it went surreal, and all of the artwork turned into angular, cubist, almost kind of stuff. And when that happened to them, it killed their comic. They changed the artwork, and it just died off.
Well, in the
But they were good
documentary,
characters.
they showed that comic books just took a decline.
Yeah. In general.
Yeah.
But they
But,
were good
moving on
characters.
too.
Yeah.
Moving on with our news again. We know Daredevil is going to Netflix. They're going to have a series there, and it's going to be coming out in April, I believe, or really soon. It's coming out really soon. Vincent D'Onofrio has shown. They finally showed pictures of him as the Kingpin, and I got to say, this was a role that he grew into, literally.
He
Oh my
took
God.
on weight just to go ahead and do this role.
Yeah, that's the story he's telling everybody.
Of course.
No, I mean he's had he has health issues, but he also has mental issues, and it's hard to say what made him fat. But yeah, and it really sucks because remember he was the Thor lookalike character in that Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah, that's right.
He was
My
all
God.
buff at it.
He was buff. I mean, he looked like Thor. He looked exactly like Thor. I thought if there was a Thor back then, this would be it. And now
Yeah.
it's like, not so much.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man. I mean, it's kind of like watching Marlon Brando in his prime. I mean, he was a man's man in his prime, and
Oh yeah.
then toward the end, man, he just let himself go.
Yeah,
Towards the
they
end, it was it was specifically when he was going ahead and when he came out in what's the name
it's called Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Basically, when he did Apocalypse Now, you started seeing him
Which one
get
came first, The
fat
Godfather or
and fatter
Apocalypse?
and fatter.
Uh,
Apocalypse Now. The Apocalypse Now
So
was
he lost weight.
1978.
So he lost weight, and then he did The Godfather.
No, he did Godfather in '74.
Okay, that's what I asked. Which came first?
That's why I
And
said,
yeah,
Apocalypse Now came later.
he had but eventually he has what happens to some people, is that he reached the pinnacle, and there was nothing left for him. So he kind of just, what do I
Well,
care?
no. All he did, he always wanted to go ahead and be the second Orson Welles, so that's what he did.
Oh,
I
dude.
still remember the interview where he's talking. He's like, oh, and they showed scenes that they went ahead and were just making of Apocalypse Now. He's like, oh yes, and he's talking like this, and then all of a sudden, oh, I swallowed a fly.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my god.
Well,
yeah,
I'm
he was
remembering.
completely out of it.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, I remember Saturday Night Live going ahead and making fun of what's her name? She had her own clone. Yeah, not clone. Oh, right now my
Impersonator.
brain's not working. Yeah. What's her name?
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
They show her eating a whole bunch of chicken during the interview and all that.
Yeah, it was Larry King, and it was John Travolta
Yeah.
impersonating him.
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, but not that one. Even before then, not Liza Minnelli. What was her name?
Well,
Did White
dude, we got
Diamonds,
people.
whatever.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
Yeah, we got people waiting.
My
Vincent
melody
D'Onofrio.
is not going to help us.
Vincent D'Onofrio. He
Yeah, and
he
I gotta
looks
say,
good.
he
but-
does. He looks great as a Kingpin.
hmm
In that they showed a picture of him in a black suit, showed him a picture in a white suit.
Yeah.
And it's great. Hopefully, again, the series is going to be good. It's going to be dark.
Oh yeah.
And so that's something to look forward to. The other bit of news, this week the producer of the He-Man and Masters of the Universe movie released a concept art CGI print of Battle Cat.
Battle Cat. Do you think they're gonna make him talk?
I hope not.
I missed the talking Battle Cat. I was like, oh,
He-Man.
hey man.
Yeah, He-Man, let's go. Ah.
No. Hey, how about Morty? When he becomes Battle Cat.
Oh, God.
Anyway, just from the artwork and all that, I'm getting the idea that this movie is starting to look, or they're being influenced by 300.
hmm It looks grittier. It has that look to it where it's going to be like, okay, this is going to be the olden times, so we have to make this look gritty and everything. But I miss colorful Eternia. I remember the first series back in the 80s. I remember watching the scenes coming out over and over again, cheap animation. And I remember it being very, very bright. And I love that.
Well,
I'm
here's
hoping
the thing.
you're
I'm
right.
going to be very upset if they don't have in the background as things are going. He-Man. He-Man.
I love that song.
I mean, the potential for a good movie is there. I mean, it looks better than Gem and the Holograms right now.
Oh, God.
But the
Ooh.
potential is there to make a really good movie, especially with technology now.
I'm sorry, dude, but you know what? I think I can go to the restroom and give you something better than Gem and the Holograms.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, it's no offense on me, man.
Yeah, you got a number
Anyway,
one. You got a number two. I think Gemini holograms would be at number three, which must
I
be
do don't
crazy.
want to know what number 3
uh, well, again, that's a picture worth looking for, and it's definitely letting you know this movie is on the fast track to getting made. And the thing that still worries me when we talk about these fantasy movies, now that I'm thinking about it, we saw pictures of this. We haven't seen anything of the Warcraft movie yet.
Hmm.
You guys
Hmm.
Yeah,
noticed?
yeah, I've noticed that. You know what? I've
Have
always.
they
When
done?
is it supposed to come
Have they
out?
been? Yeah. Have they done principal photography?
They're done. Now they're doing, yeah, now they're working on special effects. The only thing we've seen was that the BlizzCon, they had actual Stormwind soldiers in costume show up for the presentation.
Hmm.
That's it. That's all
Wow.
they've done. And I gotta
Well,
admit, remember the costumes look great, but that's all we've gotten.
well. Here's the thing. It could be one of two things. Either they're going ahead and taking their time and trying to do it right, or they already
It's
have a
gone
dud.
really wrong.
Yeah, or they have a dud and they don't want to admit it. And unfortunately, the thing is that video game movies do not have the best of reputation. I mean, I remember such movies as, oh God, Doom.
Don't bring up the Mario Brothers.
No, 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 no.
Doom.
Everybody knows that that is the classic one.
Yeah, but come on, can we really call Warcraft a video game movie? I mean, if they
Yes.
messed this up, they really had to put effort into messing it up. I mean, the mythology, the
Hmm.
Well,
characters.
is Sam Raimi still doing it? Because I remember he was at one
Yeah,
time. It is
Sam
Sam
Raimi
Raimi.
was
No,
he was a
then
he was a
it's not going to
director.
mess up. When it comes to movies, there's a couple of directors that I go ahead and will say if they're involved, I'm going to be saying the movie's going to be good. That would be no Wes not Wes Anderson, but oh
Man, you're not getting the names
I
today.
Yeah, dude,
no 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 no.
you're not scoring today, man.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, hey, I'm already ready to go on vacation. My brain's just going ahead and going on vacation one day early.
All
Uh,
right, but we got guests, man. We got guests, and
but
we
no,
are
I
in a
mean,
time limit.
I trust him as a director.
Okay.
Well, again, I would feel better if it said Steven Spielberg, but okay, I mean, I'll be okay.
No, wait.
And you're
Steven
right.
Spielberg has given us some duds, man.
Yeah, he has.
But
He doesn't do TV well.
oh, and I looked it up right now. It's not Sam Raimi. It's
Who?
Duncan Jones.
Who?
Dunkin' Donut?
Uh,
What?
Dunkin'
Duncan
Donuts?
Duncan Jones.
Oh,
Duncan Jones, old
Oh,
man Seymour. Duncan
I know,
Duncan
I know. I'm giving a
Jones.
joke.
all right, all right.
Well, you get on me for the same thing when I do it to you.
I
Um,
know, I know.
he's done. He did Moon, which was an okay movie,
Oh, I know
but it
Moon. That
wasn't.
was good.
I wouldn't call that an action movie.
No, it's not.
And and then he did the Source Code, which was the one with Jake Gyllenhaal, and
I
he
didn't
time
like that one
travels
as
to
much.
that
Yeah,
train.
I didn't
And
like that one.
yeah, those are the only ones I can see that he's done.
Then I
So I
would
don't
go
know. I
ahead
mean,
and say, I don't know about the film. Um,
hey man,
basically,
the director of The Hobbit did Meet the Dweedles and the Frighteners before he did The Hobbit.
Yeah, but
dude,
Frighteners
Frighteners
is
is
good.
good.
I know, but you don't see that coming. You didn't see that The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings coming from that, or Meet the Deedles.
No, but he also did. Oh, what was the name of the other one? Beautiful Creatures before he did it. That was a good film too.
Yeah, but you don't see Lord of the Rings in those, especially Meet the Deedles. Have you seen Meet the Deedles?
Dude, everybody makes their first film not being that
I
great.
know. My
Yeah.
point. No, no. You're making my point. Is that again? Sometimes we don't know what they do until they get the chance to do it.
Well, we'll
Now, if he
see,
messes
but
it
it's
up, I'm gonna
still,
slap him.
the thing is that mm, you know, it's still a little disconcerting that we haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, and basically, some if you look at it, you Google it up. There's a picture of a war mount of the war horse,
Hmm.
which I think I had in the game, and
Yeah.
uh, and there's a
Mine was
picture of the
a
king, the
Yeah.
human king, which I think we fought for him a few times and went on a few quests for him.
Yeah. He disappeared for a long time in the game, and finally he came back.
Yeah, I remember
Uh,
we were part of the quest to
yeah.
bring him.
hmm
That was a long quest. Remember, it took us like
Yeah.
months.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. Sheesh, all the time we put into playing that game.
You know,
Yeah, but then
I
I
still
still
remember the
have pic.
pinnacle of me going get ahead and getting the bike, making that bike, and I made you one.
Yeah, I
I
enjoyed
still
riding
remember.
with you.
Remember
Yeah,
when we fell off of the when we fell off of what's the name of that? What's the name of that floating city? I forgot what it
Oh,
was.
it wasn't Naxxramas. It was something else.
No, but when you fell off of
Yeah.
Naxxramas a couple of times on that bike, and they hadn't fixed the death. If you're on a mount like that, you fall, you hit the ground, and you don't die.
Yeah.
yep.
I used it all the time. It was so much fun.
Well,
Oh man,
remember
I
falling from
used to
the
love the quest. Go ahead.
remember falling from the top of the world
Oh God, yeah.
and
Oh,
falling
that
and
was
falling
fun.
and falling and falling and falling and it's like
And
ah
then your body ends up in front of Stormhold.
yeah, right there. For you
Oh
guys
man,
that are in the know, this is after you secretly able to climb.
They took that out.
they
Yeah, I
took it
know,
out, dude. They fixed it.
I know, but I mean, before they took it out, you could go ahead and climb Stormhold Mountain all the way to the top, and there's this unfinished place where you just jump off and fall forever.
You know what? I don't
Yeah,
remember. I really don't remember the names of all those places. I've
I
forgotten everything.
yeah, I know, and I think it was Iron Forge,
It
dude.
was
That you
Iron
had to.
Forge.
Iron Forge.
Yeah,
You were going,
The
Stormwind.
mountain, Stormhold.
yeah, I
Oh
was
no,
like going
No,
I'm thinking
Stormforge, and I'm going
Stormwind and
yeah.
Stormwind,
yeah.
Iron Forge,
I
and
love
then
that place.
we had
And
to
then
kill a lot of what was it, pigs to go ahead and get that high.
No.
no.
Oh, we don't talk. Well,
Oh,
you know what? That was really funny. Do you know what that TV show, that episode of South Park really did get me into World of
It made
Warcraft. It was,
it it,
it made
it made
everybody get
World of
into it.
Warcraft.
yep.
Everybody got
Uh,
into World of Warcraft because of that. I mean, before
all right.
then,
Including
it
Mark
was like
Hamill.
very few.
Now our time's running out, but we got to cover the last couple of things. And
Oh yes.
the big one that happened, season finales are starting to come about. And one of the big ones we had is that we had the Star Wars season finale. I mean, the Star Wars Rebels season finale.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And
That
I got to
was
say, mind blower.
Yes, it
Mind
was
blower.
mind blowing. It was mind blowing just watching the episode and watching everything as it unfolded and watching. Oh my God! I don't know. Should we go ahead and say spoilers because people should
No,
have watched that movie? That it's not a movie. It's a TV
no,
series. It's been out. Come on,
no
people, please,
Now,
spoilers yet. No,
please,
no spoilers yet.
people,
please.
the thing that's annoying, that annoyed me, the same day people released pictures of the action figures. And everybody was like, gee, thanks for the spoilers, jerk. you know, because the action figures are coming out.
Yeah.
Now, No, we're not going to do spoilers. We're going to do spoilers next week. But so we're giving everybody a good week and something to make it. And we might not even be back next week. It'll be on spring break, so we got to see
Yeah.
how things are.
It'll be in
And
2 weeks.
Yeah,
yeah,
this
so
guy's leaving for vacation.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll be
staying here.
gone, and you know, we need to rest.
And I need to keep my dog from watching doggy porn.
yeah. Well, if not, I'll do a one-man show. Don't worry.
I'll be around.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Chino will be able to be on.
Yeah, maybe we'll get him back. He's like, I'm ready, guys. We're not doing a show.
That would suck. That would suck.
Yeah, we gotta talk to him. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, he's not on because he has night school right now. But just to say, the death of this character
Oh
was
my God.
just cool. I mean, like, wow, I can't believe they killed him.
Yeah, but it was perfect. The way he went
was.
was perfect.
And the developments that we saw. Again, I can't spoil it, but I gotta say, if you missed it, you gotta catch up. And
Yeah.
they're on demand and all that. You can catch them. Season 2 is a definite go. I mean, it was a go 3 months ago.
Oh yeah, man.
And
I mean, oh
they promised for season 2, Sarah Michelle Gellar is voicing a character. The big rumor, is that she's going to voice Princess Leia.
wow.
And then the other big, the big shocker and the big wow moment to me
Mhm.
was who the leader of the rebellion was or is.
Yes. Two people come out and they really say it.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I'm like, oh my God, that's the person who has been doing this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, and I was just like, I had to rewind it 4 times and watch that scene over and over again. I was like, oh my God, and then
But when you think about it, it makes sense, doesn't it, Orly?
yeah, it does. It makes total sense. You wonder how everything's working and where it comes from. I'm like, it makes sense now. It makes sense.
And the thing I was thinking about, I know if Chino was here, he'd go on the negative side.
He needs to get over it.
Yeah, but the other question is, this character has a really good chance of being in episode 7.
This is true. This is true. Unless they kill her during this series, we don't know. Him, her, him. That person.
Well,
And what about
again, the idea is nobody's dead until you actually see them die.
this is true. But even then, don't you remember what happened with Darth Maul back in Clone Wars? We saw that he got chopped in half by Obi-Wan Kenobi. They bring him back literally almost from the dead, and he's not dead yet.
And we don't know what happened to him.
Mm-mm.
All right, now
His-
you're making the
his-
image in my mind of Darth Maul, such as exactly from Mike Myers' Austin Powers. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
cut
Yeah.
in half, but I'm not dead.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Well, either which way, next week we're going to talk more about it with spoilers.
yeah.
Hopefully David can watch it. Hey, finishing off the last bit of news we have. Michael Biehn has officially confirmed he's on board for the new Aliens movie as Corporal Hicks.
Bitter, 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 bitter. He is a bitter man. He is not nice. I don't like.
Yeah, we've met Michael Biehn, and I don't know, maybe it was a bad day or something, but
Oh yeah,
I didn't get good vibes from him. I didn't get a positive vibe from him.
No, not at all. But he didn't even in the when they were going to make Aliens 3, they were going to use his likeness as as Corporal Hicks inside there. He was going to be the host of the Queen Alien, and it would have come out of him, not Ripley. And they were going to use his likeness in the movie, but they weren't going to use him, and they hadn't told him. So his lawyers called them and found out what's going on, and they say, if you use his likeness, we're going to sue. And they didn't use his likeness. They just said, "Hey, something fell on him during
Yeah.
reentry, so that's it."
Yeah, and I thought that was weak. That character deserved a little more depth. He honestly deserved to live. But
Yes.
then that Alien 3 was awful, and I'm glad they're redoing it.
Yeah.
But again, we had this discussion last week. We'll discuss it more as more news develops. But that's the news for that one. And then the other one, which I find weird, and we were discussing it,
Uh,
is there's a new Electra Woman and Dinah Girl coming.
Uh,
ugh.
Not
I
a
s-
fan of the camp, huh?
well, I saw it. I saw just 2 minutes of it, and I already felt like I needed to go use the restroom for a couple of hours. It was diarrhea inducing, really and truly. So if you need a good cleaning, go ahead and watch that. No, but I'm like, I don't know what you can do to make it actually good. I don't know.
Well, it was in the 70s. It was Sid and Marty Croft. It wasn't the high budget. This was Saturday morning. I mean, from the same people who brought you the Shazam and ISIS hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Sigmund the Sea Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But I
H.R.
have to
Puffin
admit,
stuff.
they also brought some of my other favorite shows, such as Land of the Lost.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they tried to remake that, and look what happened to it.
Oh
they
no,
tried
no,
to
no,
remake
that
it
was a
twice. Do
mistake.
you remember? No, no.
When's the
Remember they
second one?
remade it for. It came out in the early '90s, Saturday morning, ABC, and it was in the vein of Hercules and Xena and all that. I mean, it was a little more action packed. It was a little more serious, and they added again, same Marshall, Will, and Holly, and they added Shaka. They had the lizard people, the Slee Stacks, and again, they were lost in time, or they didn't quite know where they were at, and they had like a savage Tarzan-like girl in the fray,
Might as
and
well call her Leela.
yeah, and again, they had their moments with that series, and they gave it a good vibe. It lasted 2 seasons, and they actually finished it. It had an ending
Yeah.
where, again, they all jumped and they ended up back on Earth. But
Well,
it turned out that they were like on Earth in the future. So that was kind of a weird thing.
I
well,
never watched it.
the main character didn't get pooped out by a tyrannosaur, did he?
No, that was just a lousy and Will Ferrell movie, and that was awful. I mean, that was just. Were we there when they were shooting at Universal Studios? Were you
I
guys there
don't.
with me?
Yeah, I think that we were. I think they said that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Mm.
was just like, oh man, that. And again, I saw it at the theaters, and it was bad. But the Dinah Girl and all that. Again, it's superheroes, and we gotta. I gotta say,
Why?
patience. Let's just wait and see.
Well, if you want my attention, get me the America's Greatest Hero. I mean, that was a good series. I enjoyed it, and I remember it being longer, even though it was only like what, a season?
Yeah, and I think no, it was the greatest American hero.
The Greatest American Hero. I've
Yeah, it lasted 1 season. People don't believe that. It was just 1 season, just like Battlestar Galactica. It was
Yeah,
only 1 season. But hey,
yeah.
good shows.
Good shows leave a lasting impression and feel like they went on forever.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
like
yeah.
Firefly. But we know we don't get enough Firefly.
Oh, Firefly, I miss you. At least you got a movie, Firefly. Captain
All right.
Results.
All right,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we're reaching the end of our hour. And we got to thank you all for watching and catch the latest nerd news on our Facebook page. And we will be, we may or may not come back next week. Depends what's happening. We may let Chino do a solo show. I don't
No, no, no.
know.
All he's gonna do is say,
I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like
"I
this.
disagree."
I
I don't
disagree
like
with
this.
you. Wait. That's me. So I disagree with myself.
Yes, he's a conundrum.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So again, you can catch the latest nerd news on our Facebook page. Catch the latest news, everything we got posted up, all the new stuff we talk about keeps getting posted on our page. So like us and spread the word.
Live long
Thank you
and
for watching.
prosper, people. Live long and prosper.